Hello everyone, and welcome to our lecture on sleep. It's wonderful to have you here. Have you ever felt like your mind just won't shut off at night? You lie down, ready for rest, but your thoughts start racing. You might be thinking about what happened today, worrying about what you have to do tomorrow, or even replaying a conversation from a week ago. Your body is tired, but your spirit feels like it's wandering, unable to find a peaceful place to land. If this sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. This experience, which we can call the wandering spirit, is something many of us struggle with. It's that restless feeling, the mental chatter that keeps us from drifting off into the deep, restorative sleep we so desperately need. So what exactly is happening in our brains during this time? When we're trying to sleep, our brains are supposed to transition from an active, alert state to a relaxed, resting state. This process involves a shift in brainwave patterns, moving from the fast, high-frequency beta waves of our waking life to the slower alpha, theta, and eventually delta waves of deep sleep. However, things like stress, anxiety, and even excitement can keep our brains stuck in that high-alert beta wave mode. Think of it like an engine that's still revving even after you've turned off the car. Our fight or flight system, which is designed to protect us from danger, can get mistakenly activated by our worries and to-do lists, flooding our bodies with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These are the last things you want when you're trying to relax. This wandering spirit isn't just an annoyance. It has real consequences for our health and well-being. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a fundamental biological need, just like breathing or eating. During sleep, our bodies and minds are hard at work. Our brains consolidate memories, processing the information we took in during the day and filing it away. Our bodies repair tissues, build bone and muscle, and strengthen our immune system. When we don't get enough quality sleep, all of these vital processes are disrupted. You might feel irritable, have trouble concentrating, or find your memory isn't as sharp. Over the long term, chronic sleep deprivation is linked to a whole host of serious health issues. So, taming that wandering spirit isn't just about feeling better in the moment. It's about investing in your long-term health. Now for the good news, we are not powerless against this. We can learn to gently guide our wandering minds back to a state of calm. One of the most powerful tools we have is mindfulness. This isn't about emptying your mind or forcing thoughts to stop. That would be like trying to hold back the ocean. Instead, mindfulness is about observing your thoughts without judgment. Imagine you're sitting on the bank of a river and your thoughts are like leaves floating by. You don't have to jump in and grab them. You can just watch them drift past. When you notice your mind has wandered off, you simply and gently guide your attention back to the present moment. A great anchor for this is your breath. Let's try a simple breathing exercise right now. It's called the 4-7-8 technique, and it's incredibly effective at calming the nervous system. You can do this sitting up or lying down. First, exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. Then close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold your breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, exhale completely through your mouth, making that whoosh sound again for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one cycle. Let's do it 2 more times together. Inhale through your nose for 4, hold for 7, and exhale through your mouth for 8. Last one. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. How do you feel? Many people report an immediate sense of calm. This technique works by activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest mode, directly countering the fight or flight response. Another key aspect of preparing for sleep is creating a sanctuary in your bedroom. Your environment sends powerful cues to your brain. If your bedroom is also your office, your movie theater, and your dining room, your brain gets mixed signals. It doesn't know if it's supposed to be working or sleeping. The goal is to create a strong association between your bed and sleep. This means making your bedroom a cool, dark, and quiet space. Consider blackout curtains to block out city lights and maybe a white noise machine or earplugs to drown out disruptive sounds. The ideal temperature for sleep is actually quite cool, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. Your body temperature naturally drops as you fall asleep, and a cool room helps facilitate that process. Let's also talk about the blue light elephant in the room, our screens. The light from our phones, tablets, and computers emits a high concentration of blue light, which is particularly good at tricking our brains into thinking it's still daytime. This suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells our body it's time to sleep. A simple but incredibly effective rule is to put away all screens at least an hour, preferably 2, before you plan to go to sleep. What can you do instead? This is a wonderful opportunity to create a relaxing bedtime routine. You could read a physical book, not on a screen, take a warm bath, listen to calming music, or do some gentle stretching. A warm bath is especially helpful because as your body cools down afterward, it mimics the natural temperature drop that happens before sleep, sending a powerful sleep signal to your brain. What you consume during the day also plays a huge role. We all know that caffeine is a stimulant, but its effects can last much longer than you might think. For some people, even a cup of coffee at noon can interfere with sleep at 10 p.m. It's a good idea to avoid caffeine for at least 8 hours before bedtime. Alcohol is another tricky one. While a glass of wine might make you feel sleepy initially, it actually disrupts your sleep cycle later in the night, leading to more awakenings and less restorative deep sleep. As for food, a large, heavy meal right before bed can cause discomfort and indigestion. It's better to have your last big meal a few hours before you lie down. If you're hungry, a small, light snack like a banana or a handful of almonds is a much better choice. Sometimes even with the best routine, our minds just won't cooperate. This is where a brain dump can be a lifesaver. Keep a notepad and pen by your bed. Before you turn out the lights, take 10 minutes to write down everything that's on your mind. Your to-do list for tomorrow. Worries that are circling. Creative ideas. Get it all out of your head and onto the paper. The physical act of writing it down signals to your brain that these thoughts have been captured and you don't need to keep rehearsing them. You're giving yourself permission to let them go for the night, knowing you can pick them up again in the morning. And what if you wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep? The worst thing you can do is lie there, tossing and turning, getting more and more frustrated. This just reinforces the association between your bed and a state of wakeful anxiety. The rule of thumb is the 20-minute rule. If you've been trying to sleep for about 20 minutes without success, get out of bed. Go to another room and do something quiet and relaxing in dim light. Read a boring book, listen to soft music, or do that 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Avoid your phone at all costs. Only return to bed when you start to feel genuinely sleepy again. This helps re-establish the connection that your bed is for sleeping and only for sleeping. It's so important to remember to be kind to yourself through this process. Having a bad night's sleep doesn't make you a failure. Some nights will be better than others, and that's completely normal. The goal is progress, not perfection. Celebrate the small wins. Maybe you managed to put your phone away an hour before bed, or you tried a breathing exercise for the first time. Every step you take toward better sleep hygiene is a step toward a healthier, happier you. If you consistently struggle with sleep, and these strategies don't seem to be enough, please don't hesitate to talk to a doctor or a sleep specialist. Sometimes there can be underlying medical conditions, like sleep apnea, that need to be addressed. There's no shame in seeking professional help. It's a sign of strength. Remember, taking care of your sleep is one of the most profound acts of self-care you can practice. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, I invite you to think of it as a gentle process of guiding your wandering spirit home. Create your sanctuary, quiet your surroundings and calm your mind. Give yourself the gift of rest. You deserve it. Thank you so much for joining this lecture today. I hope you found it helpful. Be sure to follow our channel for more content on well-being. Sweet dreams.